when you're using a sinking line or a sink tip line or a sinking poly leader like I have on the end of my floating line, you don't need a long leader and you don't even need a tapered leader. All you need is a piece of tippet material on the end. You don't need the leader to straighten. It's not going to straighten very well with a sinking line. So you just need about a 3 to 5 foot piece of tippet material on the end of this sinking line. Now, there are lots of ways to do it, but a really convenient way to do it is to tie a piece of heavy, say 16 to 20 pound monofilament or fluorocarbon to the end of the sinking line, put a tippet ring on the end of that heavy piece, and then tie your tippet to that. And then if you have to change tippets or you break off, you're going to break off below that tippet ring and you just have to tie a new tippet on. So I'll show you how to do that. So I've got a piece of 16-pound fluorocarbon here, and I'm just going to pull a little more than a foot off the spool. I'm going to tie a perfection loop in the end of this heavier material. Then I loop that perfection loop to my sinking line. And you want maybe a foot or so. I'm going to make this a little shorter. And then you tie either a medium or large size tippet ring to the end of that. Just with a simple clinch knot. And now I've got a permanent connection with a tippet ring that I can just tie a new piece of tippet on with a clinch knot. So let's say I want to use, I'm fishing a streamer, I want to use a 2X tippet. So I pull, 3 to 5 feet. You may have to experiment with how long your tippet should be. And I'll just tie my piece of 3X onto the end of the tippet ring, and then I'm good to go. And because I've got a heavier piece attached to my sinking line, it's going to break either at the tippet ring where the tippet attaches, or it's going to break at the fly. But I've still got that permanent connection, so I can just tie a new tippet on. Now, another thing that you can do, another thing that you can use for this connection is a micro swivel. And if you're fishing a big articulated fly or a big air-resistant bass bug or something that's going to spin your leader, this micro swivel will keep the leader from twisting up. And now I can just attach my leader to the other end of this micro swivel.